channel. Well, I think I got all the parts and pieces I need to put this fuel line, fuel pump, fuel system, the carburetor on the car all together. So let's get going on it. Then we'll have a vacuum system, well, not a vacuum system, but a vacuum source for the disc brake conversion that's coming. Be patient with me. I'm getting to it. So let's get going. Okay, in order to put this thing together, there's one tool that I just didn't want to buy. Didn't feel I need it right now because I don't know if I'll be making any more of these AN fitting fuel lines or hydraulic lines or who knows what in the future. So this is like the one tool I thought I could do without and make on my own for this one-time kind of assembly procedure that I gotta go through to make this fuel line work. A kind of chopper tool that they sell. It looks like bolt cutters, and it's kind of like a guillotine affair. You know, when you come together and it makes a nice clean cut on the braided fuel line. But like I said, I just don't feel that I need it. I can make one on my own to chop it clean. And so this is what we're gonna do. Okay, I got the L brackets made for the vise. So now I'm going to make up a blade. This piece of scrap steel here. I don't look like much now, but I got to work with it. And I got a piece of old Lexan from a previous project, and that's going to be my cutting surface. And that'll go on the face of one of these surfaces here. And when I make my cut, that's what the blade will buck up against. Okay, so this vise hose chopper idea I had just isn't working. It's not as stable as I thought. And in order to make it really work, you'd have to bolt these to the vise, take out the screws for the jaws, and drill holes. And now I got 4 bolts that'll fit. They're long enough, but now if I do that, the blade's coming down right on the heads of the bolts on the opposite side, and so now I'd have to sink those below the cutting surface to do that, and that is just too much to be fooling around with. So I saw YouTube videos about how to put these AN fittings together. It's been shown that you can use a air tool and a cutoff wheel. So that's what I'm going to try, see if this works. You don't look good. It does not look good. Let's see if I can get one of these ends over it, or on it, or whatever. Stay tuned, kiddies. Let's see if I can get it on. Okay, YouTubers. It's about 7 hours from the last cut in the action there, and I can tell you that I was becoming more and more frustrated with trying to design this chopper device for cutting this braided line. So I'll put a link at the end of this video. I saw another video that this guy made. He's really good at this stuff. He's gonna do a Ferrari with all AN fittings, and so I used his technique. Wrap some electrical tape around it, used a cutoff wheel. It doesn't go into too much more detail, but just to that. But from my own experience, I wrapped about enough around there to make a 1/16 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch thickness, and I had to do this twice because it didn't work the first time. And so when you go to do this, I used an electric drill with a variable speed, and you got to use slow and steady pressure when you're making the cut all the way through. And when you're getting down to the end of the other side, you want to try and hold on to the other end that's going to drop off and keep it even, or else some of the strands are going to fray. And when they do that, don't pull on them and shit, or else you're gonna screw it up. It won't work. And I finally, this came out okay. There was 1 or 2 strands coming off the end of this thing, so I risked it and got the fitting and put this on. There's different styles. This one has got a reverse thread in it from Summit. Other ones are just got like a couple of ribs in there, and you kind of like just twist it on and push it. And then the other piece goes in. I'll get you another one and show you. You can see down here. I'll just hold it up to the lens. Okay, here we go. All right, so this comes apart like this, right? All right, so you make your cut, and you can see the threads. I don't know if you can see the threads on the inside of this thing, but anyway, there's threads that are reverse threads. So you put this on, and you righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, well, you go reverse. You unscrew it to thread it on for this kind right here. And then once you get it bucked up against the inside, some light oil on this end, on the threads and this insert right here, and you just push it in there and start turning it in. And that tightens it down. Like I said, I'll put a link in there. And when you tighten this up, these experts you're supposed to leave a gap. I don't know if you can see, but like between this fitting, this part of it, and the tightened down part, the jam nut, I guess you would call that, is you should leave like a gap in between, like a 1/16 or a 32nd of an inch or something like that. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to line up the flat so it looks better. Just give like another 1/8 of a turn. Take a look at it. No, not quite. Little more. This won't even be seen anybody. I'm just practicing. So my gap's there, it's on. So yeah, the gap, I don't know if you can see the gap. So it's on there. And then with this right here, this bar bend goes on the end. Like so, like this. And I'll tighten that down. And then this will go on the rubber hose coming off of the fuel tank connection. This is the very first AN connection for the fuel line. So we'll be pushing on forward from here, and there you go. So we got some more subscribers. Thanks for stopping by to watch my stuff. Been a frustrating day, but it turned out to be a success after all. So there you go. That's it.